This is the Healey Brothers Show.
All right, guys. So, two of my favorite people, well, three, my brother's on here too, but welcome to Healey Brothers Show. Happy to have you guys here. We have Molly and Justin, and then my brother Dylan. We're going to talk a little bit how we're all going to go into NADA. I'll be speaking with Justin up there with a workshop. So, first off, I just want you guys to introduce yourself a little bit, and then we'll jump in there and we'll talk about some social media.
Go
Molly, you
ahead,
want to
Molly.
introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Molly Dennehy. I am the brand manager for Dealers United, which means I get to have a lot of fun with our dealers, like the Healy brothers, and working with video, webinars, and working on presentations like we're going to be doing at NADA.
Thanks, Jay. Good to see you guys both. My name's Justin Friend. I'm the Senior Vice President at Dealers United. Been in the auto industry for, 20 something years at this point, and have a very fond and long relationship with the Healy family. So I'm super excited to be here with you guys today.
Well, it's great to have you guys. So, I mean, one of the main reasons we're here talking is because we're going to NADA together. My brother's going. He's going to see some of his NADA school buddies. I'm sure he'll have a good time. He'll be out there supporting us. We have the bourbon night, I think. So that will be fun to see everyone. But today, we're actually not just going to talk about NADA. We're going to talk about social media strategies, content evolution, and the importance of just content in general. And my brother gets to see it firsthand in stores. He's mostly between our Hyundai and Chevrolet store, but again works for all our stores, and he really understands the importance as well. So first off, let's touch on what our NADA, what we're going to be speaking about, and what we're going to be teaching dealers at that workshop. So if you want
Super
to get started
excited
with
for
that.
the workshop, Jay. I think, we're going to be talking a ton about social media and a lot of the strategies that we've put in place and have found success for the Healey organization. So our session, as you know, is 17 battle tested social media ad strategies. And it's really about sharing with the audience the education around some of the strategy and content that we've just put into practice to help you guys accomplish the goals that you're aiming for, and whether it be service or hiring or vehicle acquisition or sales, we've shared strategies that we've put in place for you that have accomplished all of those things.
I mean, that's very well said. So let's just take a step back and let's explain maybe what NADA is to maybe some of our viewers. A lot of our viewers are, when we cut up content, are consumers. So we're using this for consumers. But if you could just touch on that, what that is, and what we'll be doing.
Sure. So NADA is the National Auto Dealers Association. It's basically the governing body, if you will, for car dealers, throughout the country. The National Auto Dealers Association has a show or a convention that's done once per year. It rotates. This year. We're fortunate enough to be able to go down to New Orleans, and it's a great opportunity to exhibit information, like you and I will be speaking, obviously, Jay, and it's a lot of education and a lot of great content for dealers and dealer partners to be able to get time together and spend time together and just learn what's new, learn cutting edge. So when someone like Dylan hears something based on a challenge that the Hyundai store is facing, he may be able to pick something up and go back and work with the store to implement a strategy or a tactic to help do more.
Very, very, very well said. I mean, so me and Dylan, most of the time we were doing NAD, it was school. I think I haven't been to the convention since like right out of school, but he just finished up, and it's, I mean, overall the NADA has done phenomenal things for our organization and for us just learning in general. It's probably, I hate to say it, it's probably better than going to college for us, to be honest. So all right, so let's get right into it. I really want to talk about how we collaborate together and how you guys see our partnership work to really drive results for our team. Whether it's marketing, helping us collaborate and create organic reach, because we know that's like the trigger word this year is that organic content. So, if you want to, if you guys, one of you guys want to start with that, and then we'll go from there.
Sure, yeah. As a digital marketing and advertising agency, we really are here to help achieve your goals. And I really love our partnership because we get to be so creative in understanding what it is you're trying to accomplish, who you're trying to reach. Maybe it's the people here on this podcast right now, but really using the tools that we have available to us, whether that's, you know, um, search ads, social ads, maybe it's Pinterest, Meta, wherever it is, wherever people are spending time, we want to be able to help get your message out there so people know why you are the best in your industry, in your area, and why they should be coming to you to see all of your different inventory and the special programs that you offer. So I really love the fact that it does get to become a partnership. We get to bring ideas to the table. You get to tell us, hey, this is working, this is not working. My favorite part is to see all the content that you create and all the ways
We
that you
try.
get to you get to use video to your benefit to really engage with people.
We try our best. I mean, Dill's at one store that goes all out in content. So the Hyundai crew does a phenomenal job. We have a lot of characters there. We have some new people there that really follow it really well. Um, but
But I
it's
think
it's it's so important.
well, that's it. I think it's so critically important, and having those people that are willing to share their personality and share, who they are as a human being, could be the things that are important to them, just could be something interesting or unique about their personality. At the end of the day, and you guys obviously know this, but you know, buying a car can be a very, very big event for people, right? What do they say? It's the second largest purchase you'll typically make next to a home. Having that almost knowledge of who you're going to be able to work with, or knowing about the store beyond just, hey, we have cars, is critical. Like, shoppers want to know that type of information so they know who they're going to deal with, and not just that Healey Brothers is a brand, but that Healey Brothers is a group of, individuals that have personalities too. So I think Molly's point, Jay, about the content that you guys create, I think it's really, really helpful for your local communities, because they get to understand who you are beyond just being a car dealer that sells and services vehicles.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
Dill,
what I've seen it,
yeah, go ahead, jump on it.
from being ground level, it's really within the dealerships, it's almost a culture thing, right? You have one or two people that create a culture around creating content. Next thing you know, it leads to results where people get noticed and people buy cars from people that create that content. And our Hyundai facility, our Kia facility, those salespeople there, they do a great job of collaborating with one another, spreading each other's content, spreading their own content, and we see it pay dividends to them. We have people that at one point really hated being on camera, and next thing you know, they get themselves on camera, they start producing content for themselves, and now they don't know how to sell a car without producing content for themselves. We have another, a saleswoman at Chevrolet that created her own TikTok, and um, her customers will add her phone number or whatever. They'll go on TikTok, they'll see suggested friends, they'll add her. Next time they come in for a vehicle purchase, they say, I love your content, keep it coming. So she watches it, her name's Christina. She does an excellent job with TikTok. She gets, a
Yeah, you should
million
check her
views,
out.
hundreds of thousands of views. And it's just, a lot of it's just corny car dealership stuff that we do every day, and things that we have to deal with, that we almost make a mockery of it, or just have a little bit of fun with it. And that's some of the content that she gets the most engagement on, because people truly understand. It's great.
The funny thing with that, Dylan, and we hear this often, that type of content, for us who have been in the industry for a bit and we understand kind of what goes on behind the scenes, some of those little things that, I've seen you guys put out in social media, your local shoppers, and we obviously take it for granted at times, but local shoppers may not understand those things. And like, it's really, really helpful for bringing a consumer in and having them understand some of the things that happen, to your point, kind of the corny or quirky little things that you make a mockery of, like the everyday stuff. It's really, truly helpful and great education for your local shoppers.
Right.
Yeah,
And it's some of the most engagement we get on our post, right? It's people resonate with that because they might not be that shopper themselves, but they can completely understand that there's shoppers in the market that go out and do those things. So, they
Right.
relate to it. I myself find myself getting stuck in TikTok holes just watching car dealership guys mock, whether it's finance guys making fun of stuff or whatever it is. I know that Subaru crashing through that dealership yesterday or 2 days ago is really catching wildfire right now
Well,
on
that's
social
because they didn't
media.
go to Healey for the 48-hour return policy. That's why. That's exactly it. But
Yeah, so it's stuff like that that really resonate with our clientele and the people in our area, and it's
yeah, I think a big part is that we're humanizing the dealership. Everyone thinks like marketing is all about, hey, we're just going to shove. I always say it to you guys: shove product down their throat, shove all what we offer, parts, whatever service, in a price down your throat. But we're showing that we're people too. We like to have fun. We have a great team. We support our community. We have families that we feed every single day. I mean, we have over 550 employees, local employees that feed families, and are willing to go out and help the community. And they just want to, and you're really just showing them their personality, like Justin said. And that's super important to a consumer. You're giving them some kind of proof that you're not a robot, and you're just not here just to, oh, I'm here just to make money. You're really showing them who you are, and you're giving them a friendly face to recognize. I mean, me and Dylan did an episode with Teddy T. We did like a employee spotlight. He's been with us 20 years.
yeah.
Phenomenal man. He works at the Hyundai store, and he's telling us, he goes, I made one video. I've never sold a car to this customer. The customer walked in, recognized me, wanted to work with me, and bought a car. I was like, Teddy, why don't you tell the rest of the team that's how it went? You made one video. It took you 25 minutes to do, and when you on your downtime, and someone bought it. So it was like a quirky video. I think he was like having fun in a Tucson or something like that, something simple. So I mean, I think that's a huge part is the humanization of a dealership. I think people always think the dealership's the bad. I mean, we have our image as dealer groups have gotten a lot better, but you still have those people that don't understand really. And you're bringing, like Dylan said, the culture to it and the humanization that people really seem to enjoy and are like, oh, okay, like they're normal people. They're my neighbors. So I think that's a really big part of it.
Yeah.
Dealers are people too.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
We should make a video. Dealers are people too.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
There's more content.
But that's really it, guys, right? Jay, you mentioned humanizing, and Dylan, you said culture, and kind of going back to what you said, Jay, like, yes, you have cars and you service vehicles. Well, so does the dealer up the street. So if I'm a local shopper and you have the Hyundai that I'm looking for, and so does the other dealer, they have the same Hyundai that I'm looking for, in theory, right? How can you, and this is where I think you do a really good job of tying in the culture that you support and tying in the humanization of your teams, how can you differentiate yourself from that other dealer to get me as a local shopper to choose you? And oftentimes it does come down to this: do I feel as though I have or can have a relationship and feel confidence and trust and all of those things that kind of lead into that emotional purchase with the dealership beyond just like, hey, you have a piece of inventory? So I think it's critical that you guys are supporting the again local community with this type of information.
I mean, we're here to brand ourselves. Like, yeah, we sell Chevrolet, Hyundai, Ford, and those brands, but the Healey brand's what matters to us. We're here locally. It's not like we're trying to sell cars in Colorado or anything like that. It's a big emphasis of ours when we're doing it is our community. 95% of people buying a car are not buying anywhere more than 45 minutes away from us. So it's our job to serve them, not worry about how someone in Florida thinks about us, or someone like some of these dealers are like, oh, I went viral on creating organic content, but half the followers are from China, or half the engagements from China. Like, I don't care about that. I don't care about people that are really engaging with me from California, to be honest. I want that New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, PA consumer that actually means something to them. I want them to engage and care what we're doing. So that's like another big emphasis. I try to harp on and tell our team, which I always bring back, is be local. We are local. We're not a nationwide dealer. Maybe one day when we are, we could do that stuff. But being local, being targeted is so crucial to our strategy. It's smarter. I'd rather have more engagement off 10 likes than have 1,000 likes and it be worth nothing. So.
And I think one of the other things you guys do really well, and like, Molly, we see this not only with Healey, but with some other stores, but it's not always about selling a vehicle, right? You spend a lot of time focusing on your team. You spend a lot of time talking about the, philanthropic things that you guys do in the Hudson Valley and like the organizations that you support. And that's also a big part of it. It's not just about the vehicle or the dealership. Yes, you have those, but you are really truly like supporting the local community and other businesses and entities in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah, I mean, even small things like supporting small business when we do in collab with them or go buy donuts for donut day and go and talk to like the manager at the store. Like, obviously, some of the older generations like that doesn't sell us cars or whatever it is, but that engagement with the consumer and interacting with their community, people are like, oh wow, like they care about the local business. They want to go work with them. They want to support their fellow friend, their neighbor. So that goes a long way for the consumer, whether we think it like psychologically, it's like, okay,
Mhm.
they're good people. They want to help too. They just don't want to sell.
Right.
And that was when we did like I forget, it was like National Donut Day. We went to Adam Farricker Farms and some other local businesses, and like that video like blew up locally just because we went and supported and collab with other businesses. So those little things of not just always worrying about selling product and showing who you are is I mean, I can't harp on it enough. And we just did our year-end meetings and how important that is and how well they do, um, for us. So
Yeah, I'm a firm
Is,
believer in what you give to others and the time you give into others, that comes full circle.
Absolutely.
It's not just your time, it's not just your money, but it's your attitude and the culture you create, and in the money that you hand out, or the families that you feed, the toys you give to kids, that really does come back to you in the long run. So it might not be a short-term gain, but in the long run, the way you're viewed by your community, the way you're helping your community, I'm a firm believer it all comes back around. So
yeah, I
that's
mean,
what we try
and
to do.
that's what leads to the in-store opportunity too, is what
Yep.
they see and how they engage with you. It's that little same with marketing, the offline to in the store kind of a collaboration of that someone's driving that extra, like you said, differentiating from someone next door. Thank God the other stores next to us haven't really woken up yet to do some of this stuff. So we have we have a little advantage, but um,
don't underestimate the power of a donut.
yeah, good donut.
That's right.
They're good. They're apple cider. So
and
go ahead, Molly.
and the conversation that can happen offline too, when they're like, hey, I saw your donut video, I saw you went here, but you know what, my favorite donut place is actually over here, and that gets to spark a friendly debate and start to build more relationship too. But exactly what you're saying about turning like online interactions to offline purchases, I think in any business, that's the hardest thing right now, is because it's so easy to take an online action. It's so easy to just click or like or, send a message. We see these keyboard warriors everywhere, and it's a lot harder to then get off the couch, drive in, make an appointment. And so the more connection and relationship and humanizing you can do online to really build that rapport, it's so much easier for someone to actually want to make the effort to come in and see you.
Right.
Yeah, and that goes to like I know you guys help us all on marketing, give us tips on content to create. But if you could have the best marketing in the world, but if you don't have any organic content and kind of feel on your platforms, your profiles, the consumer is not dumb. They want to see you
Right.
actually put effort in what you actually do. It's like when you go to a restaurant. I use this as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can market to me, but if I go to their Instagram, there's nothing there like the food. Like my brother's a foodie. I guarantee him and his girlfriend will check that Instagram a million times before they go. They hunt their meals before,
Yeah.
and it just makes sense. Like if I'm going to shop for something, I just cycle like without even knowing, I go to their social media platform. Like I can't help it, and I look and I'm like, oh okay, like that ski mountain's great or whatever it is. That those skis are great. It's just
Because
it's
it's
just habit.
real.
It's
Yeah.
habit.
It's
It's like social proof for you. So it's
It really is.
yeah.
And just to spin off that a little bit, I had a great conversation with our general manager at our Hyundai facility, and not necessarily social media, but you guys do search engine, SEO, search engine optimization, and in the importance of Google reviews in our day and age. We had an operator at our Chevy store in Middletown whose daughter flagged his Google reviews and his rating a couple of years back. I think he was a 3.8 or 3.9, 4.1, something around there. And she said, Dad, if I were a shopper, which I am a shopper, I'm your clientele, I wouldn't even look at your dealership. He said, what do you mean? She goes, I got this strict policy where if you're not like a 4.4 or a 4.5 and above on Google, I'm not going to even give you a chance.
Yep.
And his eyes enlightened, and I had a great conversation with their our GM of Hyundai, James, and I was just like, this is what you're dealing with, whether it's customer conquest, somebody moving into your area, whatever it is, you better bet you that their first place that they're going to look is your Google reviews.
oh
Yeah.
one thousand
We're in an
percent.
industry that is very, very complex. It's very hard. Transactions sometimes take a little bit. Servicing's hard. You have customers that have 4 great experiences. They have 1 bad experience. It took a half hour longer than they wanted, and they leave you a 1 star. But those 4 other visits, they didn't leave you a 5 star. So we're
Right.
dealing with that customer where it's, they'll
Yeah.
they'll even put on their review, I've been here 4 times, had a great experience. This
Yeah.
last time it took a half hour longer. It's like, where
Yeah.
were those 4 or 5 stars for the 5 star
Yeah,
experience?
and that's like a thing that keeps us, like, I would say, like a good paranoia, like keeps us on our toes. We want to be the
Mhm.
best. Also, we want to hear from the customers. We need to know when it's bad. But that's why we're also good at, we have an internal girl. She sees every single review. I see every single review, but we jump on it and we want to fix it right away. It's a big part of it because people rely on those reviews. We're in the age of a review. I mean, I could say, I hate to tell you, I won't eat at a restaurant if I like a
Sure.
Friday or Saturday night if it's not over a 4.4, 4.5. And well, I check how many reviews now are, because if it's like 5 reviews, I obviously, but I won't eat there, and I'm sure he's even pickier. Dill's even probably pickier when it comes to Mr. Foodie down there. So
Right, and you're talking
um,
about 2 industries that are so hard,
yeah,
automotive, restaurant
That's
business, they're
it.
hard industries. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
the 5 star, the more 5 star reviews you could get, it goes so far, and I don't even think that we can, really monetize that reach that you get when you do have a great rating on Google.
and also
Well,
nowadays, I think the consumer really does understand, if you go out of your way and you really have that service conscious like goal to help them, they will
Mhm.
understand. There's some, I hate to say, there's some businesses, dealers, or whatever, that'll say, hey, you know what, they're wrong. Like, even if we know, like, we're I don't want to say we're right, but like, agreements, we'll go out of our way to try to make it right. We're in this, we need to serve you. They're in our local community. We want to keep that customer for life and create that loyalty. It's hard sometimes, but you have to go out of your way to do it, to try to make it right. They are the consumer. They're why you operate and why you're in business. So you have to kind of understand and think of that and kind of bite your tongue and move forward. So
Right. But even to piggyback off that, we've been in business 47 years, right? When you get a 1 star review of somebody that said something and might not have been so truthful, being in business 47 years and, having a big book of customers kind of gives you that leverage to be able to push back a little bit, set it straight, tell the consumers that might be looking at that review, hey, this really isn't what happened. Here's what happened. We're going to reach out to you and give
sure.
you, a courtesy phone call. But we've been doing this a long time. We kind of know what our people act like, and sometimes some things over the keyboard are, theorized,
Yeah.
or maybe manipulated in a way that makes the customer look right and us look wrong. And oftentimes it's not the case. And having those transparent reviews and those responses to customers that go and look at your reviews, I think it actually goes a long way.
yeah,
We all know as consumers that, the people out here are constant complainers. And I think that the way that you respond to a negative review can almost be a more positive experience because it does go back to humanizing who you are and
Absolutely.
seeing how someone handles that will, often paint a better picture. And reviews in general, this is word of mouth is always going to be the best form of marketing, no matter how wonderful your video is or how pretty your picture is. Word of mouth is always going to be the winner when it comes to marketing. So this is just the way that our words are delivered these days, through text on a screen. But I do agree. I think it also shows as a culture, if you're defending your team, like you're standing behind your people, that also shows you in a very positive light in terms of your culture. Maybe somebody's going to want to join your team, but also see somebody defending and standing up for, what their values are. And your values are always, your community and the people who work for you.
I
there's
think
that
you're
nice
absolutely
balance
right,
of what you
Molly.
have to do. It's
Yeah.
not easy, but you have to respond to it, and sitting on it is the worst thing you could do. You have to
Yeah.
address it right away, whether it's right or wrong. And I think either way, customers and your employees, they need a response immediately. It's not fair to either. But to tie
It's
this back,
fair to sum it up
go ahead, Jason.
as a relationship, right?
Yeah,
You have to manage this as a relationship, and we all have personal relationships on different levels, and like there's good days, there's less than good days, and you have to communicate and work through it. And I think that's part of it, right? I mean, Dylan, if you see if you're referred to a restaurant using Molly's point, and we're keying in on you as a foodie, so you can thank your brother for that.
Thank you.
he
With
is.
pride.
His girlfriend's.
Yeah.
So you get referred to a restaurant from somebody that you know, and they have a 4.4, but you look and the general manager went in and handled it and there was some circumstance, whatever the case may be, if that business, that restaurant attempted to build a relationship and do the right thing, you're probably going to feel, or it sounds like your girlfriend is going to feel, significantly more inclined to go give that restaurant a shot. And who knows, it may be the best restaurant that you've never been to. You never know.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, and we will. Yeah, absolutely. And what we've seen that I really haven't seen too often is sometimes when you're brutally honest with the customers and their reviews, it's amazing how many customers we've seen take down their reviews. Like,
Mm.
wow, maybe I was in the wrong. Maybe they don't deserve this. They defended their position. Maybe it was me that did it, and here I'm going to do them a courtesy and I'm going to take it down. And we've started to see that a lot more, which is great.
Yeah. And on the other
Because
side, us just admitting that we were wrong right off the bat, we made a mistake, they become customers for life. And then they end up sending their mother, their father, all them come in and start buying cars because, hey, they were honest with me, they made a mistake, they ate it, and we move forward. So there are a lot of important things. So I want to bring this back to the social media part because I know that's kind of what we're going to be talking about in ADA, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's sort of reiterate, like being partners with you guys has drastically helped us, from marketing to helping us really focus and understand organic reach. Because I think if we didn't have that organic content where we create the stores and really push them to do so, I don't think our marketing strategy would be as successful. So I really appreciate that. I'm, again, excited to talk to you guys at NADA. I know Dill's excited to get down there, see some of his old friends from school. I haven't been in NADA school in a while, so I don't know if any of my guys will be down there. But
yeah, Jay, I think I called Jay a couple months ago, and I was reflecting on the growth that we've had in social media in all of our platforms. And I think Jay, would you start 7 years ago when you came out of school?
Well, so when we first, so I've been out of school longer than that, Dill. So
Right,
I don't want to say
right. And I
So,
listened to
I mean, it started with I taught myself how to create my own ads, and then Justin knew Brad, reached out to Brad. We had a meeting. So me and Drew were creating our own ads and taught ourselves. Like that's how we were operating. I was like, we have to market on this. Like this platform, everyone's on there. Like
Right.
when my mom was on it, I was like, dude, we have to be on it. And then Justin came in. We started a partnership. Started one store. I think it was like a $2,000 spend.
It was small. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we just added all the stores, jumped all in, handle all the marketing. We still do some on our own and create, but they do all of it. And we've had webinars with them. And then we started our own, like, they were like, hey, we should do this. We started our own media team because they said, hey, we got to create more organic content because we turn these pieces of content into ads that help customers engage and understand who we are. That's really the key to marketing is they're really understanding who you are and not just someone fake talking about your platform. These are real people in our stores, whether it's our GM or a salesperson or a service advisor or you just seeing you talk about saying thank you to veterans. Like we're using this stuff to show them who we are when we market. So it's a big thanks to them. And if you guys want to touch anything about NADA and what's it, January 23rd to 26th, we'll be there. So if you guys want to touch anything about that real quick before we finish up here.
Jay, I'd like to just finish my point. So you look back 7-8 years and it was always somebody in the delivery bay or outside with a picture in front of their car. We've kind of morphed into this era where it's short-term videos, right? So TikTok takes a lot of time of people days, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. They take a lot of, like, that's where people are. And Jay and his entire team have kind of morphed us into a, short-term video. Let's clip some of these podcasts. Let's clip here and let's make this short-term video so that, just the growth in the impressions and the interactions of our social media, when you look back 6-7 years ago to now, it's like,
that's going to be a top. It's going to be a topic at NADA. We're going to talk about the team. And believe me, it's not on me. I got some really smart young people. I got Drew, Justin really handling it. Trying to grow the team now. We just had all our end of year meetings. So, I mean, we're looking for more content creators as well. So it's because it's becoming so important. Like our business is becoming content driven. I mean, every business that's not creating content, I think is going to die out. Like realistically, if you're not supporting your brand with content, I think you'll fall by the wayside pretty quickly. It's just everyone wants to consume, whether it's on social media, whether Meta exists or another platform posts up. Sure. People still want to consume and they want to consume quickly and their attention spans are short. So you have to really show who you are. So that's where I stand on it. We're going to talk more about this at January 23rd to 26th. So do you guys want to talk about it? And also, let's touch on why I have to wear some red shoes too.
They're not red. Let's be clear.
I showed Dylan them.
They're amazing. You're acting like they're clown shoes. They're custom, thank you very much.
Did you talk to
And
Rachel today?
no, I didn't. I'm
We
actually
had a
wearing
meeting with.
my pair right now,
Yeah.
so they're very comfortable, and they were a gift. But you guys are going to give people, lots of examples, and I think maybe dealers get stuck, deer in headlights of, well, what do I even create? So I think with your presentation, which is on Saturday at 12:30, if you're going to be there, and you're going to give lots of examples of what's actually working, so people have a platform of how to get started. And some other fun NADA activities that we have going on. We have a suite, actually several suites, at the Royal Sonesta on Bourbon Street, which we are turning into a VIP lounge of sorts. So for people who are having fun and revelry on Bourbon Street, if they want to come, relax and take some time, throw some beads. We've got custom beads available too. We'll have food, drinks, just a great place to relax and network and enjoy New Orleans and all the best that there is to offer. So I'm really excited to be there. Dylan, I'm excited to meet you in person, and can't wait to see you in your shoes, Jay.
So make
I
sure
have
some of the
never
guys
been
come
to
in.
Bourbon Street
Yeah,
ever, so I'm
make sure that
excited.
some of the guys come out and join the party. This would be a good time. But at the end of the day, we really really do this all for the consumers, and you guys help us do it to give them the information they need. So I appreciate it, and thanks for jumping on. We'll get Molly. We have to sit on this, right?
Yeah,
We're all
you
set?
will. But yeah, we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for having us, Jay.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healey Brothers on all social platforms.